Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 5, the final part of the Monday Q&A, and these went really fast. My answers didn't seem as detailed. I noticed the timer on the camera was really low with each one of these, but it just seems like the questions that I just went down the row and grabbed were really easy to answer. And they didn't necessarily require a lot of detail, so it's not going to be as big as some of my previous weeks have been. But let's go ahead and finish this up. Hi Jason, what's your opinion on Elliot, Hulse, and have you ever considered competing in strongman events? Thanks. That's a good question. You know, honestly, truth be told, I don't always agree with everything Elliot says. I disagree with a lot of what he says. But I like his charisma. I like the way he presents himself and the way he presents information. And truth be told, watching him do his strength camp thing was one of the things. He was probably the most influential person in me saying, hey, you know what, I could do this too. I could do the same thing he's doing. It might not be as popular as him, but he did inspire me to do this. I would say he's the one YouTuber who made me say, hey, I can do this myself. And so yeah, I started it in large part due to Elliot. So actually, if you guys want to thank somebody else for me ever getting into YouTube and starting to put out information here, Elliot Hulse is probably the person you should thank. Because had he not started his channel, I probably not would have been inspired to do this myself. As far as the strongman thing goes, yes, I have considered it. And it may be something I get into. It looks really fun. It's something I would love to do. My only concern is that with my Meniere's disease, I've learned to balance myself with zero sense of balance, using muscles to hold myself in position and using my eyes. So most people can't tell that I have a major balance disorder. But the problem with the strongman is that I'm really concerned with a lot of those events that I truly would lose my balance and I'm going to fall a lot while carrying weights if I'm not really careful. And when you're in that competitive edge, oftentimes in that competitive environment and you're pumped up, oftentimes the careful goes away, and so that's my concern, is that I might really struggle to be competitive in strongman because of my balance disorder. So I don't really know. It's something I've considered. It's something I'll have to think about further in the future, but for now it's not on the table because of that, but it is something I have considered, and I may consider again in the future. Alright, next question. Hi Jason, I'm having a really hard time activating my abs on beltless squats and deadlifts. I feel like that's what hinders my progress and stability on the lift. I've looked for info online and there seems to be two types of advice, bracing abs and pushing them out. So which is the proper way to activate my abs? I would say personally that getting as deep of an inhale as possible and getting a full belly of air so that you can push your abs out a little bit is the way to go. You guys will notice if you watch any of my clips of me doing my beltless deadlifts, you will notice that my gut is sticking out a bit, and it's because I have full lungs and a full belly full of air and I am pushing them out. And I find that for me personally, that works the best. It may be different for you. You might have to experiment around, but that's what I personally do. That's what I personally advise, is getting that full belly full of air so that you can push your abs out a bit, which braces them also. So try it that way and see how it feels. Alright, last question of the week. Thoughts on GHRs as a ham developer? Is it better or worse than the deadlift? Can it be used with more frequency? I personally feel that the glute ham raise is probably hands down the best. There's some that are close, but it is hands down the best hamstring builder out there. And yes, it is superior to the leg curl for even what the leg curl is normally used for. The glute ham raise is a superior hamstring developer. However, the question becomes is not everyone needs a superior hamstring developer to have very well developed and balanced hamstrings. So for a lot of people, deadlift and basic deadlift variations will get it done. But if they need more, if hamstrings are a lagging issue for you, the glute ham raise is the king. As far as the frequency goes, yes, just like most other bodyweight type movements, you recover very fast from these. And I do know, I've known athletes who do the glute ham raise literally 7 days a week. And unlike the deadlift, you can go hard on it every single time and recover quite a bit once you get used to doing the movement all the time. You can do it pretty hard every day and still be fine. Whereas if you were to go pull heavy, I mean, even me, I'm deadlifting frequently now, but I don't come in and pull really heavy. It's relatively light deadlifting. because of the recovery issues with the deadlift. But yeah, the glute ham raise, you can go hard all the time and recover relatively fast. So you can get away with doing it every day if you really wanted. If you've got lagging hamstrings, you really feel they're a weakness for you, doing a glute ham raise every day, it'd probably sort that out pretty quick. Alright guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go.